We were refugees during Nigerian Biafran War. As a child, I know how my parents suffered to keep me alive for that 3 years. But let us tell ourselves the truth. What kind of sovereignty allows terrorists to capture and kill a whole general like a common criminal? Because if terrorists can cross our borders at will, enter our villages at will, ambush military convoys at will, take entire towns at will, and now capture a brigadier general, then what exactly are we protecting with this so-called sovereignty? Is this sovereignty when terrorists are the ones controlling forests, highways, and communities? Is this sovereignty when commanders are killed and everyone stays silent, and our children out of school? We opposed the US when they wanted to help Nigeria destroy terrorists. We shouted, don't interfere, don't touch our sovereignty. But what is left is to protect when terrorists already operate like a government inside a government, a country that cannot secure its land is not sovereign, it is vulnerable. This is a personal opinion. A country where terrorists can humiliate military is not sovereign. It is under siege. A country that refuses international help while soldiers die is not sovereign. It is stubborn to its own destruction. If a general can fall like this, then all of us are naked. This is not time for pride. Take entire towns at will, and now capture a brigadier general. Then what exactly are we protecting with this so-called sovereignty? This is not a time for pride. This is not a time for ego. This is time to ask, what is sovereignty? What? If it cannot save a single life of a Nigerian. Truly, a country of particular concern. As an opposition, I'm standing here to say that, Mr. President, I've observed over time since 99, he's a very courageous person. That's why in 99 in Lagos, I voted for him to be a governor. And I also saw his courage when, a minute after being sworn in, he removed the oil subsidy. Though timing was wrong, I saw his courage when he brought off 4 tax bill here, we passed. We saw his courage. And also I want to encourage him to extend that his courage. Today, our brother has been jailed for life, and the judge who jailed him saw before him what you are distracting me. The judge who jailed him on Motosho saw things before him that made him to jail him for life. Good enough. But Mr. President has the greatest opportunity now. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm a lawmaker. That Mr. President
Leader, please.
Mr. President today has the greatest opportunity as a very courageous person, that today I know that
point of order.
The counsels to Mazi has not gone for appeal. We are not appealing today. We are demanding today that within the ambits of law of these 60, 90 days, he has not gone to court. For Mr. President to give him a pardon and release Nnamdi Kanu to us. I rest my case.
Okay, thank you, Karen. Thank you.
As much as I speak for the Southeast, virtually everything we'll discuss today about insecurity runs across our country. They are interconnected. So it is even very difficult to compartmentalize them into regions. They may rear their heads differently, but at the end of the day, they are interconnected. So that if I'm talking about banditry or insurgency or kidnapping or whatever name you call it in the Southeast, you'll find out that it has become a common denominator in the entire country. Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, the issue of insecurity in our country has been very, very well documented. In fact, I find it very difficult making a rehash of what my colleagues have said. It has been very, very well documented. There is hardly anything new anybody is going to say. We are not trying to reinvent the wheel in terms of how to tackle our security challenges. Mr. Speaker, let me draw our attention to just the last, the 9th Assembly. Mr. Speaker, this Honorable House picked about 40 of us and took us to the to NIA, National Intelligence Agency, where for 1 week, 7 clear days, we brainstormed on the causes of insecurity in this country and how to address them. Mr. Speaker, this House came out with a report, a resolution, and transmitted same to the executive. That was the last administration. Mr. Speaker, up till date, we do not have, I don't have any recollection that that administration did anything about our recommendations. Mr. Speaker, that brings me to the major problem, the core of the problem we have. It is implementation. Somebody once said that in policy, implementation is the graveyard of policy in Nigeria. We have all the beautiful ideas. My colleagues have all made all their recommendations, all their opinions, all their suggestions. But when it comes to implementation, that is where we have the problem. And that is why some people will tell you that where is the will to implement all these things we are saying. So, Mr. Speaker, I don't think there is anything new anybody is going to say in terms of insecurity or how we should combat it in this country. It is all well documented. What we should do is to make sure, is to, as much as possible, implore the executive arm. We don't implement these things. All our resolutions, there's hardly any week we don't have a plethora of resolutions on insecurity. What has happened to those resolutions? We are not expected to implement our resolutions. Our resolutions are our opinion, the opinion of a house. Just like you let us know at the beginning that at the end of the day we are going to come up with resolutions. We are not going to implement those resolutions. We'll still take them to the executive arm. So what I'm suggesting, Mr. Speaker, is that the leadership should also interface with the executive to ensure that some of these resolutions, including past ones, are implemented. If they are implemented in a holistic way, in a structured way, and not the knee-jerk approach we are adopting to insecurity in this country. Yesterday, I was reading about KB State, Kwara State, and one other state where they said there will be air surveillance. So after this week, what happens to the air surveillance? Maybe next week, when we don't hear there was kidnapping in Niger State or in Kwara State, nobody will talk of air surveillance again. Whereas a holistic approach will make sure that the correct thing is done. So, Mr. Speaker, I'll end by imploring my colleagues, the leadership, to get in touch with the executive arm and ask them to do the needful, which is to chest out and implement the resolutions within they already have them, so that this country can be a place you can sleep and close your eyes. Thank you very much.